What's happening, guys? So we're coming through with another video today, and in this topic we're going to talk about the unrealistic expectations of dating in today's society. The standards are crazy, and not only is it that, because I'm going to touch up on a couple other things as well, but just all in all, everything to do with relationships and dating and all this bullshit is all messed up. People really took a crazy turn when it comes to these things. People are overcomplicating these things. And I really truly believe a lot of it comes down to insecurities. I really believe that. It's not even the fact that all these girls are so high maintenance, which a lot of them are. And this video is not going for all women. So any female that's watching this video and this is not you and you don't do these dumb things, don't worry about it, because I'm not talking about you. But there is a specific amount of these women out there that are like this. Either you're too high maintenance for your own good and it's unrealistic, or you have a lot of insecurities within yourself and you don't want to show your man or whoever you're talking to who you really are because you're insecure. You don't want to show who you really are, which is why you play all these games. Now, confident people don't play games. Confident people are straight to the point. A lot of these women are insecure by nature, which is why they do the things they do. Which is why they will lead you on. They're going to use you for ego boosts. They want to see how many guys they can get to like them and stuff like this, whenever they're actually no value on the inside. They just want to use their exterior to try to get as many guys to validate them as possible, to make them feel good, because honestly, when it comes down to it, as like the real person they are, it's not it. And there's a lack of confidence within themselves. There's a lot of insecurities. And this is why they do the things they do. So I think a lot of guys mistaken it as if like, oh, look bro, she flaked on me. Look, she didn't respond to what I said. She left me unopened, this or that or that or this. You have to see this shit for what it is. It's not always because she just doesn't want to talk to you because you're not good enough. Sometimes it's the complete opposite. Sometimes she knows deep down inside she's not good enough for you. Every single female that cut me off, that didn't want to talk, it was in this case. It's not because I wasn't good enough. It's not because I didn't meet their standard. In fact, it was the opposite. I was too much for them to handle. Too real, too raw, too focused, too confident, too switched on. It made them too nervous. I've had females tell me to my face in person that I made them feel like nervous. It's because of how switched on I am, and I try to make them as comfortable as possible when I'm around them, but sometimes it just, some people are just not your match. And in my opinion, this is why a lot of females play games, because they don't even want you to know who they really are. They want you to believe that they are the best version of themselves at all times. They want you to believe that. They don't want you to believe what's actually going on within themselves in their actual life, because they're insecure. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but playing games, leading people on, doing all this dumb shit, it's not the right thing to do. That's for sure. And that's why I'm making this video, because a lot of guys have the wrong idea. A lot of guys really believe that they're that good and that they're better than them. If they're not worthy. You are worthy. And if you even talk to them a little bit, trust and believe that you are worthy, because a female that wouldn't mess with you, period. And I mean, she wouldn't mess with you, period. Then maybe then maybe you're not up to par with her. But if she can talk to you even a little bit, there's a very high chance that you could get this girl. Sometimes they're just hard to get. Sometimes they're just hard to get because they're insecure. They don't want to hang out all the time. They don't want to talk all the time because they have a lot of down moments. They don't want to give a lot of themselves. They don't want you to see who they really are. They don't want to spend a lot of time around you because you're going to see who they really are. And they think so lowly of themselves. A lot of these girls have low confidence and low self-esteem within themselves. I'm not making this video or saying these things to bring down girls. I'm just exposing the truth. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. You just have to know what you're dealing with in this situation, because a lot of guys are going crazy over shit like this. And they're losing confidence over this because the females like mind fucked them into making it like this. When it's not really like that at all. I can reach out to a girl, she can flake on me. It makes no difference to me because I see the situation for what it is. It's not like, it doesn't happen to me often, but if it does, most of the time I can read what's actually going on in this situation, and I'm pretty sure we were already having a conversation, and then all of a sudden, maybe when things are getting a little more real, maybe when it's getting to a point where I might ask you to hang out or do something, now you're nowhere to be seen. Because they're scared. In my situations, and the things that I've done, and the people I've talked to, it was pretty much like this every single time. They do not want you to get close. Because when you get close, that involves them exposing themselves more to you. They want you to see the best possible version of themselves and nothing else but that, because they think who they really are is not good enough for you, when most of the time that might not even be true. They're just paranoid, they're just insecure by nature, and it's how they are. And like I said, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with this, because there's not anything wrong with it, but being honest and having honesty is going to save everybody's time. It's going to, benefit everybody. But at the end of the day, guys, and I'm not saying there's no guys like this either, because some guys are like this too. I have friends who are like, bro, like I was on this date with this girl, and it was the first time I went on like a real date, and we went out to eat, and like we were eating, and I was just so fucking nervous, like I was shaking, like I was just so nervous, and I couldn't act right, and this and that and that and this. And I just believe it comes down to where you are mentally in the world at these specific moments. So if you want your confidence back, if you want to not be insecure, you have to start doing the right things and get your shit together. Because people that are like this, people that can't control their emotions, and they're all over the place, they're insecure, they're unconfident, they're people that do not, they lack self-care, they lack taking care of themselves by just doing mindless things most of the time. They don't even know who they are or what their identity is. And I'm telling you guys, I've talked to some rockers before. And I mean, when I say rockers, I mean very, very, very attractive females, exterior-wise, because you never know what's going on the inside with somebody else. But I've talked to some very attractive females that just could not pull it together to hang out or to do anything because they knew what it was going to be like. They were so scared, so nervous that they could not do it. Whereas I'm the type of person that I would hang out with anybody and do anything with anybody. I don't care if you are a celebrity or anything like this. I can handle this, and I can handle pressure even if I was around like some crazy top tier female from somewhere in this world, anywheres, and she was like the smartest, the brightest, the best looking, all these things, and it like was almost too much for me or something. I would still go ahead and do this, and might even feel a little bit nervous or some shit like this. I would still put myself in that position. That's just who I am as a person. There's nothing that I can't handle, because I have that type of confidence within myself. I had the type of confidence within myself, and I'm just going to use this as an example. to go and fight pro athletes when I've had like no training. Because I have confidence. I believe in myself. I grew up wrestling. I grew up doing hard things. I grew up fighting. Was in street fights, school fights, house party fights, helmets and gloves matches, hockey fights, fights in sports. All things like this, fighting older cousins. I think how you were brought up has a lot to do with things, has a lot to do with confidence. I've had confidence on the worst day of my life, and I'm never going to lose my confidence. It's something that will be with me forever, and it's just who I am as a person. I'm just speaking for myself here. This is how I think. And for anybody to say, oh, you're just so full of yourself, you just think so highly of yourself. Yeah, I do. Do you want me to think average? Do you want me to think lowly of myself? Do you want me to think as if I'm not capable or worthy of going out there and getting something that I know that I deserve? You know what I mean? I think everybody should think like that. I think everybody should be confident like that and put yourself out there in different positions, in different situations. Because this is legit what I've done, and it's what I continue to do in my life. Even if I go on a date and there's like butterflies, there's nerves and stuff, I still do it. Because you don't know what you're going to feel until sometimes you just go ahead and do it. Maybe the closer you get to this girl's house, you're going to pick her up. You're going to start to feel a little bit more nervous, like, oh shit. Like, you're on spot here, it's time to go. You might feel a little bit more nervous. I picked up so many girls in my life at their house when I was 15 and 16 years old, guys. 15 and 16 years old. So, I've took my parents' car sometimes before I even had my license and left the house and picked up a girl. Like, but moral of this video, moral of this story is the fact that there's just a lot of people that think things that aren't even true. Like, some guys lose so much confidence because they just think this girl is better than them, and if they can't get her because she flaked or she stopped talking to him or something like this, and it could be vice versa as well. This is just from what I've noticed in the dating world, on the dating scene, when it comes to a lot of women. A lot of them are that insecure to the point where they have to stop talking because they don't want to put themselves out there for people to actually know who they are and understand that. And they don't want to get emotions involved. They don't want to get deep. They don't want to have real talks. It's just like all egotistical thinking. Like they're the shit when really they're not the shit. Now there's some people that can actually be the shit. There's some people that are actually confident and can put themselves out there and they actually are what they preach about. But then there's some people who just act egotistical and shit like this, but really they have no confidence. There's a huge difference. Who are you? What does your past look like? Your past history? What have you done? And I've even dated some girls that they had to make it the perfect situation for themselves for me to go ahead and hang out with them. And I mean, they have you waiting months. And on the right night at the right time, under their rules, under their circumstances, now it's time. And it's not like she has strict parents. And it's not like it's shit like this. It all had to do with her. So, it's just stuff like this, guys. It's something that I want to get across in this video. It's stuff that happens a lot to a lot of people, especially today. That's why there's so much crazy shit going on. That's why so many people use Snapchat, because you're talking to one girl, you might like her. She might flake in a flick of a finger. Now you want to keep talking to somebody else. You're going to go on to the next. You're going to continue to try. That's why a lot of guys are talking to so many girls at once. This is why so many girls talk to so many guys at once. It's all insecurities. It's all a bunch of nonsense. Do I do this? I don't, because I don't want to waste time. Do you know how much of a waste of a time this is? Just because you want to have success with a guy or you want to have success with a girl, it's too much. It's not worth it. If I thought it was worth it, I might do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. I'm going to put a certain amount of energy out there for something like that, and I expect it to be reciprocated back. I'm not just going to give somebody a whole bunch of energy, good vibes, positivity. They're not going to give me anything back. You're not even going to like talk. You're not even going to do anything. I don't think so. You're going to flake? Okay. Let's move on. It's stuff like that, so. But anyways, I'm going to cut this video short. Make sure that you guys stay sharp, stay confident. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I'm going to continue to live my life. And I don't mean to make this about myself, but it's like, I was making girls nervous like this since like the age of like 19, when I got very, very serious about my life. I've only gone up. I've only escalated that. You know what I mean? Like, I built off of that. And no matter how nervous I'm going to make these women feel, I'm not going to stop for them. I'm not going to stoop down to their level so I can hang out with them or get something from them. I'm going to keep focused on myself and be a true man of value and worth and keep going up. Keep building my confidence. Keep building all these things. So like I said, stay sharp, stay confident. Don't let anybody else tell you you're full of yourself, you're this, you're that. To be honest, you should be at least a little bit full of yourself. You should love yourself. You should be confident in yourself. You should be able to speak the way you think and the way you feel. It's not fake. It's not egotistical. It might be if you're not putting in action, but if you're actually having results, if you're actually seeing results, if you're actually leveling up, you're talking the talk and you're walking the walk. Let's go.